we I just finished watching a live stream from the D23 Parks panel, which was streamed last night. I was able to rewatch it, and we have all the things here that are coming to the parks. And it all started when Disney Parks Chairman Josh D'Amaro said, "There is no blue sky." Every single thing they had just announced is in development. Earth is already moving on these projects. So, what do you say we get right to it? So, first off, they announced, of course, next year, 2025, they will be celebrating Disneyland's 70th anniversary. So technically, I will be there next year to celebrate, but it won't be on the exact anniversary date. But I'm sure there will be some stuff on the way. I cannot wait. I mean, 70 years of Disney theme park magic. That's unbelievable. But you know what else is unbelievable? Avatar is coming to California Adventure, a new Avatar land. As you all know, we have Pandora, the world of Avatar at Animal Kingdom. That is as inspired by the first movie, but this new land that they are building for California Adventure is going to be inspired by The Way of Water, the upcoming third movie, and of course, as they said, all the upcoming Avatar plans that they have for this franchise. Another thing they have just announced for California Adventure, the very first Coco ride in Disney Parks history. This is going to be a boat ride through the movie, and it looks amazing. It really does. And and although I'm very excited for it, it also makes me very nervous because if the ride becomes successful, what's that going to mean for the Grand Fiesta Tour at Epcot? But nevertheless, I am definitely looking forward to to seeing this Coco ride coming in the future to Disney's California Adventure. Next, they announced a series of nighttime stuff coming to the parks. So, Reach for the Stars, a brand new nighttime spectacular coming to Tokyo Disneyland, which for the first time ever in Tokyo Disneyland's history will feature Marvel superheroes. I mean, that's big. I mean, because the Oriental Land Company, it wants to keep it like Disney, wanted to keep it Disney and Pixar, but I'm sure they see the hype that Marvel has now, so it only seems fair. And I'm not sure yet if they're going to add any Star Wars stuff to Tokyo Disneyland yet, but you never know. Well, hey, all 11 of you watching, please comment your thoughts as well. All right, next, they announced a new nighttime spectacular for Disneyland Paris, which for the first time ever will feature projections on their Main Street USA. Now this next thing they announced, this one's big. I mean, a new nighttime parade called Disney Starlight is coming to the Magic Kingdom. That's right, a brand new nighttime parade. It's about dang time. I mean, it's been like what, a decade since we last had the Main Street Electrical Parade at the Magic Kingdom. I mean, Disneyland recently had it, but a new nighttime parade for Magic Kingdom. I I hope I then hope when this debut around the time this debuts, I'm staying at Bay Lake Tower. I hope, because that would be awesome. I mean, I would have a field day filming that. All right. Next, they made a couple big announcements for Disneyland Paris and the Walt Disney Studios Park, which will soon officially be renamed Disney Adventure World. They announced that their World of Frozen will be opening in 2026 alongside a new nighttime spectacular that will take place in Adventure Bay. I mean, this is great. I mean, Walt, Walt Disney, that park has had a rough patch for Disney fans. I mean, it I hate to say it, but that park has become the least popular in Disney history, and I'm glad with this new name and new experiences, it it might redeem itself. And speaking of new experiences for Disney Adventure World, a new Lion King attraction is going to be a part of Disney Adventure World in Paris. And from looks at the art, it's pretty much going to be a Lion King version of Splash Mountain. Like, what? Hey, the cool cat. I know, cool is right, am I right? So, I mean, a Lion King version of Splash Mountain. I mean, I am officially jealous now of Paris. I as, as much as I hate to say it, it's true. All right, next, back over at Disneyland to celebrate its 70th anniversary next year. Walt Disney: A Magical Life, a brand new show for the Disneyland Opera House alongside Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Hey, Rex Raider, how's it going? So, for the very first time in Disney Parks history, there is going to be an animatronic of the man himself, an animatronic of Walt Disney. And it's going to be a show about his life. Thanks for the subscription, Rex Raider. Uh, I mean, I hope this opens when I go back to Disneyland next year, because I want to see it. I want to see it so badly. It, it's going to be awesome. It really is. And now, for those of you who have followed me for a long time, ever since it was first talked about at Destination D, about turning Dinoland USA into a Tropical Americas, it's pretty much set in stone now. It's going to happen in phases. So we'll so hopefully I'll have one more chance to ride Dinosaur, though probably not, because I don't know when I'm going to go back to Animal Kingdom before it closes. But so they're calling the land Pueblo Esperanza. And this land will, of course, feature a brand new Indiana Jones ride. It will not be the same ride as the Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland, but it'll still have the same ride mechanism because Dinosaur has that same mechanism. And another thing is that Disney Imagineering chairman Bruce Vaughan announced is that there is going to be a carousel that celebrates the iconic animals of Disney movies. And I love that. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're going to replace Triceratops Spin with something, it might as well be another fun kiddie ride. Am I right? And the other thing that, of course, they announced for this land the first ever ride-through attraction of Encanto. I, as you all know, for those of you who have been me for a long time, I have said a million times that Encanto really doesn't fit into Animal Kingdom. But Disney has found a way to work around that by making that boy whose power is to communicate with animals the real attraction. So the second you walk into his room, it turns into a rainforest, pretty much. So that kind of convinces me. Not too much though, but 3 years from now, we'll just have to wait and see. So of course, at Walt Disney World, fans are already riding Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I have yet to ride it, but Disneyland guests will soon be able to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure, as Disneyland's version of Tiana's will officially open on November 15th. And for those, and it's kind of funny thinking about that, because the very last time I rode the original Splash Mountain at Disneyland was last year, and halfway through the ride I got soaked, but it was still great. I miss Splash Mountain, but I am looking forward to taking my very first plunge down into the bayou. Next, Zootopia Together Forever, a brand new show, is going to be replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug this coming winter. This is a win for me because I do not like Tough to Be a Bug. It makes me very uncomfortable, especially when the bugs crawl through your seats. I do not like that one bit. Nuh-uh. Because as one with autism, I am very sensitive to things like that. So hopefully this new show won't have anything that will make me uncomfortable. I want complete satisfaction in knowing that this new show is going to be a success. Alright, next, a new Spaceship Earth lounge is coming to Epcot. That's awesome. I mean, of course, being a DVC member, we already have the DVC lounge in the Imagination Pavilion. So what's that going to mean for that once this new lounge opens? Obviously, I think it's going to be a regular guest lounge, but we'll just have to see how good it is. Alright, next. So back at Destination D, they talked about a new tavern replacing the Tortuga Tavern across from Pirates of the Caribbean at the Magic Kingdom. And so they announced that this new Pirates Tavern is going to open next year, which is great because Pirates of the Caribbean is a very popular ride, as well as a very iconic franchise for Disney. And I'm not sure if I'm going to experience it because I'm not a drinker, but who knows? Next, they announced that the brand new version of Test Track, inspired by the World of Motion, is going to open next year. I cannot wait for this version of Test Track. I mean, from the concept art, it's beautiful. It pays homage to the original ride's predecessor, the World of Motion, and I can't wait to ride it. All right, now this next announcement that Disney made during the parks panel, it was thrown completely off guard to everyone. The first ever Monsters Inc. land is coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. That's right, a land themed to Monsters Inc. I mean, that's amazing. Am I right or am I right? And what and what Josh Tomorrow said every Disney fan felt in their hearts when they first saw Monsters Inc. and they saw Mike and Sully riding onto the doors. We're actually going to experience that. The first ever suspended roller coaster in Disney Parks history. That's amazing. I mean, I personally never thought I'd see the day when Disney would actually have a suspended roller coaster. The last time I rode a suspended roller coaster, it was the Big Bad Wolf at Busch Gardens. Uh, and I, I, I was 9, legally stupid. But I, I cannot wait for this ride, for this land. And hopefully, they don't get rid of Muppets. So I'm going to assume that this new land will be built near the area where Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy is. That's my assumption. All right, next, they announced a brand new Cars Land is coming to Frontierland at the Magic Kingdom. So it's not going to be the Cars Land that we have at California Adventure. No, no, no. There are going to be brand new attractions in this land. One of them is this amazing up and downhill rally racing attraction, which I think looks awesome. I When I first saw art for that ride, I said, I have to ride it. I really do. I mean, it looks amazing. Woo! I'm having chills just thinking about it. It's and they also said a more family oriented ride for the kids as well. We didn't get much on that yet, but I cannot wait for this rally ride. I mean, I hope in the next year or two it opens, and I'm and I will promise you right now I will try to get a good video of that. Next, in the terms of Disney Cruise Line, so they already have the Disney Treasure coming later this year, and then next year they're going to have the Disney Adventure and the Disney Destiny. So that gives Disney Cruise Line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ships. 5 are currently going, 3 in development, 3, and they have announced that 5 more will be coming by 2031. I mean, only Disney would plan that far. It's amazing. I mean, I've said before, I have yet to do a Disney cruise, but I mean, with all the innovations that Disney has been doing these days, it's just freaking awesome. It's just freaking awesome. But you know what else is freaking awesome? The fact that the Mandalorian and Grogu are going to be a part, are going to be coming to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So, what is that going to mean for the current version of the ride? Is it going to be permanent, or are they going to do it randomly like they do at Star Tours? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see to find out for sure. Next, they announced a whole bunch of Marvel stuff. First off, a Spider-Man coaster is coming to Shanghai. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, Spider-Man is very popular, and a Spider-Man coaster, I think, will really be great for Shanghai. I mean, Shanghai already was the first people to have Tron. So does that mean, because of the success of the Tron ride at Shanghai, if the Spider-Man ride becomes as successful in Shanghai, does that mean the U.S. will be getting a Spider-Man coaster? I mean, we already have the Web Slingers attraction, so probably not. Uh, Next, they announced another Spider-Man attraction. This one coming to Hong Kong, where he faces off against Doc Ock. Only my fellow superhero fans know exactly what I'm talking about. So, I mean, that looks great. And then they announced a huge expansion for Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure. Now, this expansion will consist of the ride that everyone has been waiting for the longest time. And where heroes from across the multiverse come together, and they're officially calling it Avengers Infinity Defense. It looks amazing. We're finally going to get this King Thanos ride. It's going to be awesome. I promised myself I wasn't going to cry. But I can't wait. And then, something that threw everyone by surprise, another attraction will be coming to Avengers Campus called the Stark Flight Lab, where you take on different simulators in Tony Stark's lab. And Robert Downey Jr. will be reprising his role of Iron Man for this attraction. I mean, what? I mean, we already got the announcement that he is going to play Doctor Doom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but becoming Iron Man again? Oh, I mean, whew. Whew. And now, before I catch my breath, the final announcement they have made during the Parks Conference. Disney fans, they have wanted this for the longest time. A Villain's Land is coming to the Magic Kingdom. I predicted this yesterday on the Disability Show Live. It is going to happen. So there are going to be 2 attractions. We don't know exactly what they are just yet. And there's also going to be shopping and dining. I mean, we just talked about a whole lot in the past 23 minutes. And as Josh Tomorrow said, this is only just the beginning. And they are continuing Walt Disney's legacy that the parks will never be complete as long as there is imagination left in the world. And friends, I tell you, after everything I just saw, the parks will not ever be complete anytime soon. But I want to hear your thoughts. So let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, what your thoughts are on everything they just announced at the D23 Parks panel. And as always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later. I'll make sure it gets to a future episode of the show. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, Kwaherini.